Hey, welcome to another episode of Thoughts of a Rambling Mind. As you know, I only make videos when I find something intriguing, and of course I'm intrigued. So I make this video today with a heavy heart, and also being a little bit reflective. You see, there's a homeless crackhead woman. Now, she's older than me, but not too much. Doesn't look like by too much. And she'd been on this same corner for at least 7 years. I've seen this woman every day when I get up and I go to work, and every day when I come back home, she's on the same corner. She's usually high and drunk, and she's usually trying to sell herself. For the last 7 years in a row, I've seen her pregnant 7 times. As far as I know, she's never had an abortion because I saw her bring each and every one of these pregnancies damn near to term. I didn't see her have the baby, but I saw her bring these babies to term. All of her children had been taken away from her. And I noticed just from walking by her for 7 years, overhearing her conversation, she used to speak very loud. There was a group of homeless winos, junkies. They used to be on that corner together, and they used to always talk, and I used to overhear their conversation. All of her children were taken away from her by the system. As a matter of fact, at the point where she was in life, it got to the point where she would just get pregnant, go to the hospital, push the baby out, and it would be taken away from her right on the hospital bed. Right? So, and I'd always looked at her with a form of disdain. Sorry for the lighting, y'all, but I'm outside at night. Just bear with me, because this video is kind of important. So, she used to make me feel like a little bit of disgust. You know, I used to feel a little bit. I used to look down on her. You know, I used to feel like she should do better. We as black people, we got to do better. You know, and I didn't have very much sympathy for her at all. This morning I was walking past the corner, I didn't see her. And again, overhearing, there was a young lady out there on that corner, and she was just a regular girl going to school or work or something like that. But she was saying to another regular person going about their way, you know that girl, that lady that used to stand here all the time? The lady that used to be on this corner all the time. The gentleman said, yeah, I know the lady you're talking about. Well, she died today. She died from an overdose. And honestly, I didn't know this woman. I didn't know her name. I seen her every day, twice a day for 7 years. And I'd never seen anything positive about this woman. I've never seen her do anything productive. You know, I'm sure she was riddled with all types of diseases. But what I can say is I genuinely felt a tinge of sadness when I heard that she passed. And that's why I'm making this video. I'm making this video today because I'm realizing now that we as black people can get used to some of the worst things, to some of the worst conditions life has to offer. We as people in general are susceptible to this, but I like to speak specifically to black people. So we as black people, we get comfortable in these horrible, horrible situations and predicaments. Not just comfortable, we actually become entrenched in these horrible predicaments, so much so that leaving them becomes uncomfortable, right? And I'm not talking about this lady and her addiction or her homelessness. I'm talking about myself. I'm talking about the fact that I had become so accustomed to seeing this blight in the community, this blight to herself. I had gotten so accustomed to seeing this that when I wasn't able to see it anymore, I felt sadness. I miss seeing a homeless crackhead prostitute that just puts out babies to be supported by the system. I miss this woman. I don't know this woman. I've never spoken to this woman. And I'm saddened by her death. That says a lot. I know myself. I know the things that I care about. And the fact that this troubled me or affected me at all lets me know that there's an issue, right? Humans should always care when another human loses their life. So I want to be clear that that's not my issue, that I cared that another human lost their life, right? The thing that bothers me is that this particular individual not only didn't add anything to my world, but they took away from the community, right? And I genuinely feel sorry that she passed today. So my message to all black people is, if there is a negative situation in your life, if there's something that takes away from who you are, where you're going, your happiness, your peace, remove that thing from your world and do it as quickly as possible. Because if you keep it around for long enough, you'll become accustomed to that thing. You'll still hate it as much as you've always hated it, but you will also desire it, right? And you do not want to desire your destruction. And I feel like a lot of us, especially us black folk, a lot of us desire our own destruction. A lot of us seek after our own destruction because the nostalgia of that quote unquote black life hood mentality, gangster living, the nostalgia of that is so great that even when we know better, we just can't let it go. And I think it's like the homeless crackhead prostitute dope fiend that I'm feeling sorry for now. So those are my thoughts of a rambling mind. Like, share, subscribe, leave some comments, and I'm out.